Well, what is life without football? If I told you a football fan, that life is not really there. I know you guys have been waiting for me for the last 3 hours to bring you the match reaction of Arsenal 1, Emirates, Monaco 1. Arsenal 1, Monaco 1. It's been the Emirates Cup final, and obviously you guys have gone ahead to watch that beautiful game of football that took place at the Emirates Stadium. Emirates Cup in there for you. Arsenal through Edin Ketia equalized in the 43rd minute after Yusuf Fofana, who Mikel Arteta has always wanted to sign, put Monaco ahead in the 31st minute. But my talking points: Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, guys, I liked their combination in that midfield, and I think Mikel Arteta is going to hate to hear out of, or is going to hate to tell him that Declan Rice, starting him at Arsenal as a CDM this season, it won't work out. It won't. And he has gone ahead to play him alongside Thomas Partey, and everything was really airy in that stadium of the Emirates Stadium. So smash the like button close to 400 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. But the doubts were really many. Bukayo Saka was a new substitute. Lots of concerns have been raised. Gabriel Jesus was not even in the match squad. We came up with that story, and I saw some people telling me that he's part of the squad. Guys, when you're talking about credibility, that's what we are. We don't come out to put here fake news, and that's why you should obviously come in and obviously be on this channel, and rest assured you'll get the best that you guys deserve as the viewers of this channel. Rokani David is my name. You can as well call me already. Follow us on Twitter at Rokani Media Football. Now let's talk the game. The game started very well. Arsenal had the most number of chances, amidst Monaco having some clear-cut chances, but I think Arsenal had some good chances. But Declan Rice just showed how better he is when he's played as a number 8, maybe as a box-to-box midfielder. One, he put out one cut-back cross. He chipped the ball towards the back post. Those are 2 crosses. Then he found himself in a position of really, sorry about that, being into the 6 yards box area, and he was going to score, and obviously the defender of Monaco just laid himself, I think was it Salisu, he just laid himself into the direction of the shot, and it was deflected off the defender of Monaco, and it went into a corner kick. But even his passing was really legit, and I really enjoyed Declan Rice for the very first time ever since he was an Arsenal player. But Monaco gave Arsenal a real test. But what Mikel Arteta just did to deny Pep Guardiola his dream lineup as they faced Man City over the weekend was that he never at any time put in the starting 11 that is going to face Man City on Sunday. Because for me, I thought that in this game of football, he was going ahead to obviously line up his best lineup, but he didn't. Why? Gabriel Magalhaes just came on after. Jakub Kiwior played with William Saliba, and if I'm to talk about that central defense, it was really neat. The confidence was really high. He would pass the ball to Saliba, back to Jakub Kiwior, exchange passes, and the game was obviously lit and lighted that obviously these Arsenal fans really enjoyed it. But the Arsenal fans are really so much excited to see Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Julian Timber. Whenever any of those got hold of the ball, they would shout and cheer the player, and that's the beauty of playing at the Emirates, especially if at all you are an Arsenal player. And I think Declan Rice for today felt like he's loved, adored, and his dream of playing in that Arsenal shirt for the very first time in Emirates came true. Though on Sunday they are facing something hard, that is Man City, the treble winners, and they are going to face them. So Kiwior and Saliba, to me, that's my ideal central defense partnership for Arsenal, and I think it's really going to be one of the best central defense partnerships in the world, because Kiwior is like Saliba on the left-sided centre-back of Arsenal. The reason as to why he has not gone ahead to start games is that phasing out Gabriel Magalhaes, for all the work has gone ahead to put in at Arsenal, will be really hard, and Arteta wants it to come a natural way. The same thing that's going to happen to Aaron Ramsdale. You know, Arsenal cannot spend £30 million on a goalkeeper like David Raya and you think he's going to be a bench player, meaning that he's coming to displace Aaron Ramsdale. That is it. And Arsenal might be willing to obviously get money from Aaron Ramsdale, because when you look at the CIS, is the CISS rankings, Aaron Ramsdale is the most valuable goalkeeper in the world, rated 80 million euros, meaning that Arsenal know they bought Aaron Ramsdale for £30 million and they can fetch some 50 from him and make a profit. So that is it. Phasing out Aaron Ramsdale is not going to be instant, but it will come slowly by slowly, and David Raya will take over Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Julian Timber. There are signings that Arsenal made, and trust me, the first one that first went ahead to obviously fit into the team was Julian Timber. As I told you in the first video I did today, Julian Timber is a perfect fit into that Arsenal side. He fit into that team like a glove. For the second game in a row, he has been played as a left back, and you've seen how he was inverting to the midfield, getting those passes that are intricate through the pockets of space, and his possession and being press resistant were really so much important into that game. He's not one-dimensional, he's unpredictable, and I think he has gotten himself a chance to start into the game they're going to play against Man City on Sunday at the Wembley Stadium. But all in all, Arsenal had a very beautiful display, and let me show you exactly what the stats looked like on the day of Arsenal. Arsenal had 11 shots, Monaco had 9, 5 shots on target for Arsenal, 4 shots on target for Monaco, 53% possession by Arsenal, 47% possession by Monaco, 510 passes completed by Arsenal, Monaco completed 458, 86% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 84% passing accuracy by Monaco. 11 fouls committed by both sides, 2 yellow cards to Arsenal, 1 yellow card to Monaco. 0 red cards to both sides, 0 offsides to Arsenal, and 1 offside to Monaco. 9 corners by Arsenal and 4 corners by Monaco. Talk about corners. One thing I've seen today is that Nicolas Jova, the set piece coach of Arsenal, is doing some wonderful job, because even today Arsenal have gone ahead to score their first goal, or the equalizer, through a corner. It was well brought in by Martinelli, and the way they really ran from the back post to the front post to create space for Edin Ketia to get a tap in was really immaculate, and I really liked it. It really looked nice for me. And you know, it doesn't need you to be supporting a certain club to enjoy what they're gonna hate to do. And even if they're my nemesis like Man City or Liverpool, when they do something great, I come out and give them the flowers they deserve, because football is all about enjoying and appreciating, and there is no way you're going to really learn that your opponent has gone ahead to do something better if at all you don't find yourself in a position of accrediting or acknowledging your opponent. But today, that second goal was well worked out from a set piece, and I really liked it very, very much. But Fabio Vieira played in, and I think he really had a nice display. But then Kai Havertz, Odegaard, and Jorginho came in through to replace Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Emile Smith-Rowe. By the way, before we even call it quits, let's talk about Emile Smith-Rowe. I think it was happiness at Emirates to see Emile Smith-Rowe put in 60 minutes into his tank as the season really comes to a start. I think he's one of those players that Arteta believes in a lot, and I think the most rotated positions for Mikel Arteta this season, or this upcoming season, is going to be the midfield. We are going to see him trying to jiggle it around. People are going to call him a tinkerman, but with the qualities having, you cannot act as a tinkerman, because if you're having Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Jorginho, Thomas Partey, Elneny, Declan Rice, Fabio Vieira, those are 8 central midfielders, and they are only fighting for 3 positions. So you have to tinker around with your team to make them comfortable, because if you don't, some players will obviously want to get out of the team. So to me, I believe it was a very good display by Arsenal. I had predicted a 4-0 win for Arsenal, or 4-1, but it never went my way. But do you know why it happened that way? Arsenal never brought its first full squad. If at all Jesus was in that game leading the line, it would have been a different game of football together. Saka onto the right, attacking side of the midfield, different game altogether. Odegaard never started. I wanted to see a midfield of Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Thomas Partey. That is it. If that was put onto the pitch, I will believe would have gone ahead to see those goals coming in through. But Aaron Ramsdale showed us that he's really a very good goalkeeper. But the coming in of David Raya is going to ask him a lot of questions and see whether he can obviously answer them each and every time they come close to him. So Arteta also made some changes. We saw Gabriel Magalhaes coming in for Jakub Kiwior, Ben White coming in for Tomiyasu. Even Tomiyasu should be celebrated for really getting in some 60 minutes in the tank for a very, very, very long time. You know, he has been disturbed with injuries. As I told you today, looks like Tomiyasu's last chance in that Arsenal shirt, because if he doesn't keep fit, I see Mikel Arteta throwing him out of the team of Arsenal. So guys, what have we talked about? You know, the goal they concede, I think the moment Martinelli let that right attacking midfielder of Monaco go past him, you expected a very beautiful cross to be brought in. But you ask yourself, where were the defenders of Arsenal? Where was Julian Timber? Because the person that was tracking the right winger of Monaco was Martinelli. That means Julian Timber was supposed to be on the front post of the goal of Arsenal, but was not there. Where was Jakub Kiwior? Where was William Saliba? Where was Thomas Partey? You know, because Yusuf Fofana gets a free header and brushes it into the lower left or lower bottom post, and it crossed the line and they made it count. But Edin Ketia scored a goal. For Edin Ketia, I think it's always nice to always come in through and obviously show potentials every time you are called in for a job like this, when your targets man of Arsenal, known as what's his name, Jesus, it's really away. Balogun never made the bench, and he's another one that you expect to leave the club of Arsenal, and I really anticipate that things are not going to go on as planned for the player, because when you really want to know what this game of football is all about, it's how you are treated. I'm a kind of person who doesn't believe that Balogun is really injured. He's not injured, but Arteta cannot deal with the ego of Balogun. The ego is too big, and we've seen these managers, they can't deal with egoistic players like Balogun. So that's what I had for you in this game of football. Smash the like button, comment and share. What are your thoughts about Arsenal 1, Monaco 1? Emirates Cup, Arsenal drawing with Monaco at the Emirates Stadium. Thank you for watching in through Rokani. David remains my name. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. Repetition, I know, but don't think I'm doing something I don't know. I know it. I repeat it because you guys tend to be forgetful. But my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. See you in our next video. In the next 1 or 2 hours, I'm going to be back, maybe with the player ratings or what Mikel Arteta talked about, the absentia of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus. Bye-bye.